What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Before we get started on today's episode of Rise Up Rundown, I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up that there actually is going to be a pretty big announcement for Rise Up Rundown, the channel as a whole. It's not going to be next Sunday answering you guys' mailbag questions, but it's probably going to be announced this Tuesday next week. There's a change coming to the channel, and I honestly don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to just hear from you guys. But I do ultimately think it is the right thing to do. But the only reason I'm not announcing it right now is because there's kind of just some things that I need to figure out. And I'm kind of happy I have a whole weekend to figure this out, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that there is a big announcement that I need to make. And we'll just see where it goes. But anyway, let's talk about this 2023 Atlanta Falcons schedule that just dropped starting right now. What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown. And if you're new here, welcome. Wow. So the NFL schedule for the 2023 season has officially dropped. And I purposely did not take a look at it yet because I wanted to save my reactions for this video. So in this video, we're not going to predict if we're going to win or lose the game. We're simply just going to hear my live reaction to the schedule of the 2023 Atlanta Falcons. I don't know who we play week 1, don't know who we play week 18, nothing. The only thing I know is that we play the Jags week 4 in London, but other than that, we're just gonna see my live reaction to all of this starting right now. Week 1 is versus the Carolina Panthers. That's an exciting one. All my time watching the Falcons play, I've seen us face the Bucs week 1 in 2016, and I saw us face the Saints week 1 last year, but I've never seen us face the Panthers week 1, right? I don't think so. I know we faced them in week 2 of 2018, but this is exciting to face a divisional opponent week 1, just get it over with, and is this in Atlanta? I believe this is in Atlanta, so yeah, that surprised me. I didn't think we were going to have another home Atlanta week 1 game. I thought because we had 3 home openers in a row from 2020 through 2022, I was like, all right, they're probably going to have us on the road for 2023. But no, actually, we're kicking things off at home again, and I'm not complaining. And, you know, like I said in my last video, this rivalry was the team that I hated the most at one point. I was a Falcons fan since 2015. The Saints weren't exactly like, you know, my most hated team at the time. At the time, I hated Cam Newton dabbing and all that, and I just hated the Panthers. And then the Panthers rivalry died a little bit, but then the crazy Atlanta game last year kind of brought it back. And seeing that we're going to face them week 1 with a new coaching staff and Bryce Young, this could bring the rivalry back, and it's good to see that we're going to face them in week 1. But then week 2, we got to play versus Green Bay. We played Jordan Love pretty early. Okay, not really many thoughts there. I just hope we can win. Then we got to go at Detroit week 3. That'll be a tough one. Even though I think the Lions are getting a little more hype than they're probably supposed to, they probably can be a playoff team. I always believed in Dan Campbell. I always did. Look at my Twitter. Like, I've always kind of defended Dan Campbell. And I like the moves that they're making. I like their roster a lot. Aiden Hutchinson should be a good addition for them. So it's probably going to be one of the better games. Week 4, obviously, is the London game versus Jacksonville. That would be awesome if I could find a way to get tickets to this game. I do kind of feel like I'm a big dreamer. I feel like I'm such the type of person to seriously like use this time like literally right here and right now after I'm done recording to just be like, so how do we plan ahead of time to go to this game? I just know I'm that type of person. We'll see if it actually happens, but this is going to be a cool game. This is one of the more exciting matchups, and I believe we're the only NFC team going international. So that speaks volumes for how good they think the Falcons can be of all NFC teams. But the Jags are obviously not to be slept on, so this should be a hard game. Then we got to play versus Houston, okay, we'll see where that goes. Versus Washington, all right, we'll see where that goes. Then we got to play at Tampa Bay. I don't think the Bucs are to be slept on, to be honest with you. Yeah, sure, they don't have Tom Brady, but they do still have some of that Super Bowl talent. And I imagine that the Tampa Stadium is probably still going to have at least a little bit of a big home field advantage. Like, Tampa sports is booming right now with the Lightning and with my Tampa Bay Rays killing it this year. So, that's probably going to be a harder game than it seems, and it's also a divisional matchup. Then we got to play at Tennessee. Arthur Smith's revenge game, I guess you could say. It'll be interesting to see what he can do versus his former team and to see if Bijan Robinson will ultimately be Derrick Henrying over the Tennessee Titans. Then we got to play versus Minnesota. That should be a pretty interesting game, I would think. It's home. Then we got to go at Arizona. I was actually hoping this game was going to be a little earlier in the season, because I'm actually going to be heading out west, in September. And I was hoping that the Falcons were going to play the Cardinals during that time, so I would have an excuse to see a Cardinals game and also see a free win. No offense to the Cardinals, because I don't imagine the Falcons are going to lose this game. But it's in November, and it's what it is. But yeah, this should be this probably the easiest game on our schedule, but we'll just see. Finally, the New Orleans Saints, we have to play them at home. Finally, it's not like on week 9 like it usually always is. And I believe it is still after the bye week. Yeah, so I don't know why we always have to play the Saints after a bye, but I guess I'm not complaining. Like, it gives us more time to prepare for those guys. And they're like the Bucs. Don't sleep on them. Like, they could still be a pretty competitive team. I always did like Derek Carr, and they got some talent. There's also an interesting revenge game for Ryan Nielsen. That was my guinea pig. But that'll be an awesome game, right? I mean, it's versus the Saints. And I'm interested to see where that goes. Then we got to play at the New York Jets. Got to play A-Rod. That's maybe the most excited matchup on this whole entire schedule so far. Like, I kind of just want to see what Aaron Rodgers looks like as a Jet, and the Jets should be a pretty good team. And we're on the road, so that'll be an interesting game. Then we got to play versus Tampa Bay. Same thing I said earlier, just, they could be a sleeper playoff team. Not expecting them to make playoffs, but don't sleep on them totally. Then we got to play the Panthers. Now it says to be determined, so I'm assuming they're trying to figure out if they want this to be like a primetime game. And then week 16, got to play the Colts. This is a game that has been floating around my family as a potential Falcons game to go to. I don't know if we'll actually go or not, but there is a Colts fan in my family. And, we were interested in seeing this game. No promises, of course. We're still figuring things out, but maybe I'll go to this game. Maybe I won't. It's actually during the best time because it's the day before Christmas. It's actually during a pretty good time I could go. Because during that time, I'm usually near Georgia anyway. So it's promising is what I'm trying to say. And then we got to play at Chicago. So, that's New Year's Day. Interesting little way to face Justin Fields to end the year. And then the last game is versus the New Orleans Saints. Well, actually at the New Orleans Saints. So we got to finish the season at New Orleans. Hopefully we can end the New Orleans Saints season off with a bang by disappointing the Saints fans that bought tickets to the game. But it looks like, the NFL is saying we have the easiest schedule. Doesn't look like it's too hard of a schedule, but I'm never ever going to say that a schedule is too easy. I'm always going to take whoever we play seriously. And so I'm really just going to say that I'm excited to see where this goes. We'll see if there's any games I want to go to. The Colts game looks promising. I want to go to the London game so bad. I do. I want to figure out how I can pay for that, but we'll see. Maybe the Panthers game week 1 could be kind of interesting to go to as well. But let me know what you guys think of the schedule in the comments below. And I'll see you guys with a video this Sunday answering your mailbag questions. Stay safe. Love and appreciate you all for the support. And as always, rise up.